You know, one of the things that bothers me the most about the world, the most about society more specifically, is the level of hypocrisy that we operate under, right? Now, truth be told, I am not perfect in this regard. I'm sure I've contradicted myself in the same videos, let alone the whole course history of my entire channel. But I also do believe that if you haven't contradicted yourself at all in your spiritual journey, you ain't doing it right, you know? And of course, there's different levels to this stuff, right? But one of the things I wanted to point out was to the spiritual conscious community. Some of y'all don't realize how much fear you operate in. Like, it's just fear. You gravitate towards these so-called spiritual leaders. You gravitate towards people that have a message. You know, some of y'all get motivated by me, then you go back to your bullshit right after watching my videos. You know, for me, I watched the words, I listened to the words of Kala, Isis Wisdom, you know, even like Remedy H back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I've listened to everyone's spiritual soul. And no disrespect but some people whose names didn't stick with me. I learn and I listen to everybody, but then along the lines, I break away from every single so-called spiritual teacher that we have, and I go do my own thing. I think for myself. I'm not afraid to go out into the darkness where some of y'all still need a leader, and that's perfectly fine. Some of y'all are just waking up. You have to learn. You have to go through the process of like dumping all that information, taking in all these downloads before you really know what to do with them. That's fine. That's part of it. However, that still doesn't alleviate you from still serving and fulfilling your purpose here in the physical. You know, some of y'all have experienced things more grand than I can even fathom. Some of you have spoken directly to archangels. Some of you have spoken to higher level entities. Some of you have spoken to pure energy that cannot manifest in the physical. You know, y'all have had some crazy experiences. You've seen the sigils that are placed all around these certain buildings that need to be protected. You know, you've seen these things and you can't even explain them. But the thing is, you're having these conversations with archangels, orishas, nature, spirits, whatever. But then when it comes time to act here in the physical, you bitch up. I don't understand that. So your whole 80-90% of your existence is in the metaphysical, the non-physical. You are getting guidance and you are literally getting the path carved out for you from higher level deities and entities that are here to help you. But then when it comes down to earth for you to actually go practice them, you get scared and you run back to your parents. You run back to that source of information like it's your mom or your daddy because you're too scared to go out by your own, like on your own by yourself. Like, I find that to be crazy. So you are literally getting the green light to go out here and fulfill your purpose. And when it's time for you actually to make a move, you get scared. You have the say-so, the green light from something that's 8 kajillion dimensions above you, and down here at the third. You are in 3rd grade right now. And you pretty much got the go-ahead from your non-physical, metaphysical teacher, and you too scared to operate at the 3rd level when there's 8 kajillion, gabillion, infinite levels, and you're scared at level 3? Huh? You know, there's a piece of advice that I heard from one of these spiritual leaders. Don't get me wrong, I still listen to people because, you know, hey, that's just a difference of opinion, but it's up to me to see what works best in my life. But one of the things that they said that I starkly disagreed with, and do I understand where it came from? Yes. Do I still disagree? Yes. You know, they were saying like how there's people on TikTok, YouTubes, whatever, that they're showing their powers. They're showing themselves moving things with their mind. They're showing, you know, like they're showing them lifting things. They're showing them controlling things. They're showing like their levels of like the body, the control over their bodies, and how gifted that is. And if the world knew these types of things, and blah 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 blah, and they be out here. The piece of advice was stop recording your gifts. Stop showing your gifts to the world. I beg your damn pardon? What? Because the way when the person spoke it, they were saying like, you know, because it puts a target on your back. They don't want us showing our gifts like that. They don't want us doing that. But the contrarian in me says, well, they don't want us to do that, so do it. You do realize that sacrifice is going to be necessary in the spiritual war, right? Like you do know that, right? If you are someone that's coming online, especially in the times that we're living, and you suppress your powers, you are indeed part of the problem. That's just my humble belief. Sure, you flash your, you make fire come from your hand. You pour water straight out of your hand. Dry hand, you just pour water out. You move your chair with your mind, whatever, and you publicize it. You should do that. You should do it more, because that's going to inspire the youth, especially the youth who have a more powerful imagination than all of us so-called adults. I still consider myself a child, but nevertheless, for like these children out here, like like these young babies, these baby star seeds out here. They could copy us instantly and then do it even better than us. So why would you not take the opportunity to show that child, even if it means endangering your own life? So from my sacrifice, 6 star seeds are now expressing their power to the fullest. Well, that sounds worth it. My one death, so-called death, versus 6 new powerful beings being born from my efforts. What's there to be scared of about that? See, you conscious spiritual people be the first ones to be like, there is no such thing as death. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It just transforms. Well, then what you so scared to transform for? I'm just asking questions for a friend. Well, I don't want to die. And once again, if we're just talking, we're just BS, and that's one thing. But when we're serious about the spiritual stuff, nah. We don't have fear over here. People be scared to talk, to speak these days. I made my video that got taken down and got my channel a strike, and I honestly thought me talking about it again was going to get me a second strike. But nevertheless, it's just one of those things that, oh well, I don't want to get my channel banned. I don't want this to happen. Oh, I don't. Well, why are you letting the invisible hand stop you? If this channel disappears, I'll start over again. I already have ideas formulated in my mind to make a whole bunch of sub channels. A channel specifically for manifestation, a channel specifically for motivation, a channel specifically for XYZ and the third. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll just build up from there. If I find out I have a whole bunch to say on a certain topic, then we go there, because you can cut off one head, but what's cutting off one head on them little snake creature things? They have 8 more. They grow back another one. You know what I'm saying? The more that I poke the invisible hand, the more that I poke the bear, the more that I realize I can study the bear now. I can study the enemy more. And I'm like, they got scared by that. Hey, we all need to be doing this, because that scares them. That makes them have to stop being invisible. But if you just say, oh, I can't show my powers. Oh, I have to stay quiet on that. Oh, YouTube doesn't want me talking about that. Then this is the other skill that you need to learn, new cosmic beings, new spiritual community, new conscious people. You need to learn how to speak in code. See, me, I go off the rails and I say things as they are because I want to be banned. I want to be reprimanded, because that shows people what's actually going on here. If you speak on certain topics that they don't want you to talk about, they will silence you. But what happens when you, new supreme being, new powerful divine being, have your powers unlocked, but you're too scared to open your mouth and share it with the world? What's the point? The same way I look at money as energy. Energy is supposed to be in motion. Energy that is not in motion is dead. The same way that, if you make a bunch of money, you're saving it and saving it and saving it, you're hoarding it. That money is stagnating. That money is supposed to go out there and return to you multiplied. That's why investing is so important. But if you go out here and learning a whole bunch of life lessons, and you're not sharing them with the world, where you're just stockpiling a whole bunch of life lessons, but you're not enriching the lives of other people around you. Why are you so scared? Oh, the answer, well, when everything is fine and dandy, oh, my intuition is speaking to me. My ancestors led me to this. God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, they have all shown me the way. The universe has cleared a path for me when everything's going good. But when things get hectic, when things get tumultuous, when things are getting a little scary out there, some of y'all bitch up and fold up and crumble. And that we don't have time for you in our army. There's many different armies. There's many different battalions out here in this spiritual war. Some of y'all more on the spiritual front, some of y'all on the mental front, some of y'all on the physical front, some of y'all on the information front, some of y'all on the technology front. Some of y'all are ushering in new developments, new innovations to the world under the guise of being so-called evil. Some of y'all are double agents and some of y'all are traitors. It is what it is. That's why at an individual, like at the individual world, to contribute to the collective, we need to be on our grind, if you will. I was trying to think of the word, but we need to be stand-up individuals. What are you about? Now go out there and be that to the fullest, even if that means you get taken out. What you scared of? You just transform, right? We don't even experience death, right? I promise you, all of your deaths are very peaceful. I've died multiple times. I've experienced my last breath multiple times. I've been to the underworld. I've been touched by a demon. I've been through the hellfire. I've heard the screams of desolate souls in the lower vibrational reaches. I've heard all this shit. There's nothing in this physical world that scares me anymore. I've been touched by a demon. I've heard inhumane, ungodly screams and sounds. I've seen things. That's why I'm so unbothered by the things that happen here in the physical. You know what I'm saying? And when you start to have these experiences, you look at the physical like, okay, this is just a little game. This is just a little funny fun. You know, this is just an out picturing of something that happened from a higher dimension. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to realize a lot of y'all still think at the 3D, the third dimension, link with depth. That's all there is. Whatever's in front of you is what's real. If you can't fathom it, if you can't see it, if you can't experience it with your basic five senses, it's not real. You need to elevate. You need to grow up spiritually, at least, right? Because y'all need to remember that the whole thing, this whole journey of life is infinite. It is indeed never ending. You can return the source, but then what does source want to do? It wants to experience itself again. It wants to do that. So even when you go back to source, at some point in the something that's outside of time, you as source, as infinite creation, is just going to create another life cycle for you to go experience yourself. In many lifetimes, I have died. I have been killed in multiple lifetimes. I have been drowned. I have been stabbed. I have been shot. That is why I'm not afraid to go through it again, because I don't even remember exactly how it happened. I know I was a thief in the past life. I know I was a thief because I have that itch when I'm walking through stores. I'm like, damn, I could just put that in my pocket and be up out of here. It's always in the back of my head, but I have a birthmark on one of these sides. I forgot which one it was, but it literally looks like either a stab or a gunshot wound. Yeah, I know I got killed stealing some shit. I know. But that's the thing. I'm already talking about my deaths in the past. I know I've died before. Even when I was a kid, there was moments I know I should have died. I got electrocuted by an electrical box because something wasn't grounded right. I touched it. I remember hurting, and I just woke up on the ground. My parents didn't know about that. My grandparents didn't know about that. I just thought it was just, oh, I got shocked. And I went about my day right after it. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of judgment. I'm not afraid of, whatever comes my way from me walking my path, because like I said multiple times, I'm protected. I've been pulled over 6 times while I've been on this project site and not gotten one ticket, because every time it happens, number one, there's no fear in my heart, and number two, I just pass it off to my ancestors. I pass it off to the beings and entities that are looking out for me. So what y'all worried about? I mean, are y'all operating in a way that's going to bring that to you? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm operating for good. I'm operating for the light. I will go into the dark, learn what the dark side is doing, and transmute that into light so I can teach it to you all. That's just what I do. That's part of my mission. It's what I enjoy doing. If I'm not doing that, my life feels meaningless. This YouTube channel, no matter how basic it may appear to some of y'all, I've already changed lives. I'm already fucking global. People from different continents have contacted me. People from Mexico, El Salvador, India, you know what I'm saying, South Africa, somewhere in freaking Iraq, Iran. I've gotten people from everywhere. I'm already global with 2,000 measly subscribers. I put that in quotes because I do appreciate you all for being here and listening to me go on rants and saying stupid shit from time to time. But nevertheless, it's like you're already global. Get rid of the way society has programmed you to think. Stop thinking you need millions of followers, millions of subscribers, legions of fans to make an impact. Me, when I had 100 subscribers, I got an email saying how I've changed somebody's life. What do you need millions of people for? But then again, why do you, once again, I do value the collaboration and joining together as a team. I get that. But why is it that you need a team? Stand on your own. Eventually the people will hear your words and they will gravitate towards you. I'm not afraid of this shit, man. But the thing is, the only thing, and once again, me contradicting myself, is that the only thing I'm afraid of is getting my children hurt, because they try to apply some of the principles that I'm operating from a place of expertise to what they do at a young age. And I don't want them getting hurt and harmed by doing something out of their ignorance, out of their immaturity with something I've been mastering. So it's up to me to learn it now So when I have my children, when I have my wife, when I have my own little mini village, I can raise them and I can lead them. So if I were to ever go down, they're not completely lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? My children are going to be warriors. My wife is going to be a warrior. You don't have to pick up a sword to be a warrior. I promise you. It's all mental for me. So that's what I'm going to instill in my future family. You know? Am I going to pass down warrior mentality or crumble under pressure mentality? And just like how I use abundance or lack, abundance of protection or a lack of protection. You know, what you scared of? You know, the only time I get mad at, like, you know, like my one of my best friends, she could attest. The only time I truly get upset with her is when she speaks poorly about herself. I don't think I can do this. Oh my God, I just don't see myself. Oh, what if someone else does it? What if someone else comes through? What if if you don't shut the fuck up, stop speaking about yourself like that. Why the fuck do I respect you more than you're respecting yourself in this exact moment? Shut up. Damn, what? You know, but then later on, you know, I was kind of like speaking negatively about myself. My bad. I mean, you didn't have to be a dick about it, but that's just how I am. I don't like weakness, you know, even in myself. That's why I'm such a hard ass. Some of y'all figure that out the hard way when you come in my Discord chat and you ask me some advice, and I'd be like, what you need me to answer that question for? Answer it yourself. You know, because I know I'm dealing with young men, and young men need to figure out how to answer questions for themselves. Stop waiting for some dude on the internet to give you the answer. Sometimes I'm in a more like giving mood, and sometimes I'm like, nah, I'm personally in my own mode right now, so you just got to deal with this energy. You know, I'm here to motivate. I'm here to wake people up. I'm here to plant seeds. I do not have a green thumb in real life. I've tried to grow so many plants that didn't make it. I'm just like, damn, I studied soil science and everything, and I still can't grow a plant. But I can plant the seeds in people's minds. Me wanting to grow plants in the real life was just the third density, the physical expression of something I'm trying to do at higher levels. Plant the seeds in your mind so those blossom into something great to make y'all go create the lives that you want to live. Go create a life that's worth writing about, that's worth making a documentary about. Go do it. Do I do it for the fame? No. I feel famous every day when I'm by myself. I actually don't like public attention. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? My mom be the biggest one. Don't get me wrong. She be shouting me out. She be speaking very highly of me. But then, like, I be like, Mom, keep it on the hush, man. Like, it's cool and all, but that's the first step of what I got planned. Don't even tell them about that yet. Damn. I know I'm great, but damn. But nevertheless, man, y'all need to find more things to smile about, to be grateful about, to be happy about. I'm happy that I could put my life on the line to present certain information. That brings me a thrill out of life. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong. Like, but I'm also with that same statement though. I'm not saying that you need to smile at everything. No, sometimes you need to get serious. Sometimes it's time for you to bunker down and wipe that smile off your face and get the fucking work. You know what I'm saying? It's like people, and it's only really people close to me that have really seen it. But like when I switch, when I go from ha to, it's a scary feeling for some people. You know, like playing basketball with one of my old from 2 companies ago, from one of my coworkers. Like, I got smacked in basketball, right? This is before I hung up my jersey in the Raptors. You know, we were playing and I got hit hard as shit, and it felt personal. I was like, all right, and that woke up Oliver in me. You know, for those of you that are new to my channel, Oliver's my second half. It's like I got my light and my dark half. I'm not afraid to go into the dark. Am I a violent individual? No. But, you know, in basketball, that's just when I try hard. That's just when it's like, no, everyone get the fuck out of my way. I'm dropping 20. Get out of my way. Right? I don't care if this game is going up to 12. I'm dropping 20. I don't care. Get out of my way. You know? But nowadays, though, my dark side is what a lot of spiritual people are scared of. And not my dark side, but, like, you know, people are scared to get into their dark side. You know, like, college was the feeding ground for my dark side. I knew where my mind was able to go. For example, I'm not saying to go out here and consciously wish to go inflict harm on people that do not deserve it, or inflict harm in general. But sometimes when you get pushed, you gotta shove. When push comes to shove, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, for me, I know what it feels like to literally visualize someone's entire beginning and end, and how my hand would be the cause of it. I was in a very dark time, as I've spoken on multiple times, where I wanted to hurt somebody, and I didn't want to hurt people. For example, let me give y'all about my dark side. And when I was in school, like this was the point where I was homicidal and suicidal, right? I would leave my dorm room door, I would leave it unlocked on purpose because I hoped, deep in my heart, I wished somebody was in there taking my stuff. So I would have an excuse to inflict harm on them. Well, they were in my living space, and well, did you have to tie them up to a chair and do all this? Yes, I had to make sure the message got across. But you see, that's how dark my mind got. Now, have I elevated myself from that? Of course, you know. But still, I'm not afraid to go there because that side of me is still existing in me to this very day. It's just that side is reserved not even if you harm me, if you harm someone I care about. I told you, I'm like a whole anime character with this shit. So if you harm someone close to me, I send those demons on you. If I can't touch you physically, I send some energy your way. I'm not perfect. I'm just in balance with my light and my dark. And if this is something that I'm going to have to pay for later, then so be it. But don't fuck with people I care about. You know what I'm saying? Especially people I love. You know, I've been in this mental exercise with a wife and children I don't even have yet. You know, let someone put their hands on my wife. Let someone put their hands on my children. Oh. You know, and like I already told him, my friend already knows. I'll say, if anyone does anything to someone I care about and I go sit in my chair, don't talk to me. You just gonna let that happen? I'm in my chair. Don't talk to me. Everything I'm doing in here right now is worse than anything I could do in the physical. So let me be in my chair and let me rock. That person's life is going to get very inconvenient within the following months. I can almost attest. I can promise you that. That's just where I'm at with it. I know I'm a very powerful person. I know this. This is why I choose to not care. This is my own thing. You go find your own thing. Like for those of you that watch Bleach, like Kenpachi, you know, anyone that wears the eye patch is like his limiter. He wears it on purpose because number one, it makes him look badass. But number two, it's like it's a limit to his power. When he flips off or takes off his eye patch, his full power is released, and he can't. Sometimes he can't control it. I haven't watched too much Bleach recently, but nevertheless, his full power gets unlocked. My version of my eye patch is me just being very nonchalant to earthly things, because I either don't care at all or I care, right? That's why I'm a very nonchalant type of person, because once I put my mind to something, it's over. That's why, like, you know, when my grandma, she used to get so annoyed with me when, like, I would just be like, this is boring, or I don't really care. Why? Because I knew, even if it was a very undeveloped understanding of myself, but I knew that when I put my mind to shit, don't talk to me, don't distract me, don't do nothing. My mom saw it even when I was doing some stuff, like I think what was I doing? I was updating some stuff for work on my laptop, getting some hours while I was on vacation or whatever. But the dogs were going crazy. My mom was cooking something. My dad was watching TV. I was like, yo, I need to go upstairs because like I'm about to spaz on y'all, but I'm actually putting my mind to what I'm doing right now, so I need my space. Just leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? But all that to say is, once you become comfortable with who you are, the whole journey, before you can help others, you have to help yourself. I have no problem telling people about my dark demonic energy and all that type of stuff, because I see angels and demons as the same. It's just a degree of expression on the polarity spectrum of light and dark. You know what I'm saying? I can utilize information from everything, from every source, because I am the Most High. I am the most powerful thing. I'm not saying like how certain people have expressed it, as I said in my videos before. No, I'm the most powerful thing in my world. You are the most powerful thing in your world. So, move like it. Act like it. If you're the most powerful, what you scared of a little spider for? If you are the most powerful and you're divinely protecting, you got orishas, ancestors, spiritual guides, all that, and guardian angels looking after you and all that type of stuff, what you scared of? You got beings that cannot be shot protecting you. You got beings that can change the course of your destiny protecting you. And if you don't believe in anything outside of yourself, even better. You have all this power within you that you can transmute at any time. You can quantum leap, quantum jump. You can jump parallel timelines. You can do all this type. You can manifest wherever you want into your life. You can do all this type of stuff. But the thing is, that power is limited by your fear. Because fear is a mental limitation. Limitation means nothing gets past this point. Until you get rid of that limitation, you're blocking off your own power. Some of y'all don't try things because you're scared to fail. I've learned this by watching, young men in my life. And I'd be like, you're scared to talk to that girl. Why? Because you fear rejection. So you are limiting your success over a preconceived notion in your own mind about your own failure. You have thus manifested your failure more effortlessly than your success. Is that the world you want to live in? I had a bunch of other thoughts, but we're already 20-something minutes into this video, so I'll go ahead and call it here. But stop being so scary, spiritual people. Stop dressing up like a spiritual, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a spiritual hero. Stop wearing the cloaks and the crystals and stuff if you don't even know what you're doing with them. Yes, you might, and once again, the same way I would define myself, it might be an immature understanding of something. So you're just wearing all of it because that's where you are on your journey. I wore 8,000 crystal necklaces at a certain time too, until I realized that they're just very inconvenient to wear all the time, and I've dumbed it back down. I realized that my spirituality it can be expressed with my stuff, but the things I wear is just cosmetic to me. Crystals I wear, they're cool and all. I like my pretty rocks, but they don't have as much of a power as they once had to me at a certain point, because I'm starting to realize more and more, especially with my video I just uploaded, that I've given my power to Christ consciousness. From Christ consciousness, everything can be created. I was already powerful myself, but now that I'm working on becoming more and more Christ-like, more and more, higher vibrational, like breaking my own limits, essentially, I'm starting to see world from a different place. But one of the things is, as I said this multiple times, I am a fearless individual. Do I have worries and concerns? Yes, I'm not perfect. However, from my imperfections, I want to teach the world. It's like I'm not afraid of anything, really. But the thing is, there's certain things that are always going to creep up in your life. There are going to be things that catch you off guard, and you need to be able to adapt to those. Adapt to them, take your time with them, and adopt them. That is how you don't get consumed by the fear. What is it that I'm afraid of right now? Is this being warranted? Is this fear greater than all of my protection? Is this fear greater than the God in me? Is this fear I have greater than the greatness that I am? No? Then what the fuck am I scared of? To the next one. Peace.